What's good, everybody? It's John. I come back at y'all with another video. This video I wanted to talk about choosing your heart, and what I mean by that is that this video title is going to be inaccurate from the sense of my perspective because I truly believe that things in life don't have to be hard. Like I believe that life can be easy. I believe that life can be smooth sailing. Now, that's not to say that we won't experience bumps along the road, but that's not to say that I don't think life can be. I do believe that life can be enjoyable. I do believe that it can be an easygoing journey, a fun journey, right? I don't think that it has to be hard. But for the sake of relating to many people out there in the public, right? I've been seeing this conversation go on for some time where people talk about things being hard. And I'm here to tell you that you have the power to choose your heart, right? What I mean by that is someone can be in a situation where they come from humble beginnings, or that they'll be in a spot that's not desirable, right? Somewhere where they don't want to be at, right? And they can have dreams and aspirations to get a higher education or become a business owner, entrepreneur, or start something, right? And people look at them and say, well, why would he do that? Because that's hard, right? It's hard going to school and pursuing a higher education when you're going to graduate in debt, right? How do you expect to pay off that debt? Because you might graduate with 4, 5, 6 figures in debt. How do you expect to do that, right? Like that's hard. And how are you so sure that you're going to even graduate from school, right? There's some people that will label that as hard. Now, for someone who wants to be the business owner, right? Other people will label that as hard too and say, being a business owner is hard because there's a lot of businesses that fail. You don't know what world event is going to happen. You don't know what the economy has in store because a lot of times the economy is bad and like everyone is struggling and the prices of everything is skyrocketing. How do you expect to succeed as a business owner? Like you've never owned a business, you've never been an entrepreneur before. That's hard, right? Committing all your time and energy into business, that's hard. The funny part is, the last time I checked, struggling to pay bills and struggling to make ends meet and living paycheck to paycheck is also hard too. What people need to understand is when it comes to life, you have the ability and the power to choose your heart. Now, once again, I don't believe in things having to be hard, but this is just so people can understand, because I feel like so many people out there, the majority of people around the world, have the story that they carry with them, that life is hard. That's one of their favorite lines to say. Life is hard. Life is hard. Things are the way they are. It is what it is, right? It's just life. Life is going to be hard. You hear people say that all the time. When have you ever heard someone say life is easy? When have you ever heard someone say, oh yeah, in life, like everything always works out for me. Oh yeah, everything's going well. Everything's fine. Everything's amazing. Everything's working itself out. You rarely ever, that's under 1% of people you hear say that. Under 1%, right? Everyone else goes with the story, and myself included. Like I've gone with that story for the majority of my early life and like my early adulthood, that life was hard, because I can make the case that, I experienced challenges, and, those challenges got me to where I'm at today. But that was the past. It's okay. It's okay to leave that back there and decide moving forward that you're going to write a new story, that you're going to live life from a new perspective. And that the new perspective is that things can flow for you easily and effortlessly. It doesn't have to be hard. But the reason why I'm titling this video, you have the power to choose your hard, right, is because people can make the case that anything and everything is hard. It's true, right? Because some people look at being an entrepreneur as being hard, right? It's like, how do you know when your next paycheck is coming in, right? How do you, there's no stability. When in actuality, it's like someone could actually be doing what they love, what they truly enjoy and what they love, and then it won't ever feel like work. And they can end up making way more and being compensated much more for their time than previously when they were working at their previous occupation, right? There's nothing wrong with anyone having a job. If that's what you enjoy, that's what you want to do, then more power to you, right? If you're waking up every day excited, being fully invested in it, It doesn't matter if you're a teacher. It doesn't matter if you're a janitor. It doesn't matter whatever it is. If that's what you want to do and you're happy with that, by all means do that, because then as you're having fun, it's not feeling hard, right? It's just people will label the unknown as being hard, even though it can be something that they want to pursue, even though it can be a dream of theirs. They can label that as hard just because they haven't done it yet. They haven't done it before. They don't know what that looks like. They don't know what the experience is going to be like. They'll just immediately label it as hard as their excuse to not go out and pursue it. But it's like, if it's something you want to do, there's something you want to pursue, why wouldn't you give it a try? Why wouldn't you see what that's like? Right? Maybe you might enjoy it more than what you're currently doing. And then maybe, just maybe, you might have a reason to wake up every single day. That you might have a reason to go out and pursue something each and every day. Right? Because you're creating something, and that's what you were put on this planet to not only have fun and enjoy, but also to create something, to use your imagination to make something from thin air, right? Something that never previously existed, for you to make it, or just have the satisfaction of just creating, period, right? And being able to look at your product and say, you know what, I made that came from me, that came from my heart. It's amazing, right? People will say doing something that's never been done, that they've never done before, is hard because it's forcing them to become more, right? It's forcing them to get out of their comfort zone. Of course, that can be hard to get out of your comfort zone. But it can also be hard. Life can also be hard if you're in a position where you don't want to be in, right? When you're waking up every day and you're not excited, where you have no interest in getting out of bed or doing anything, where you feel as though you're being forced to work, forced to do what you do because bills need to be paid and you need to survive. That's not a good feeling. That's actually a hard life to live. Being forced to do something because you have to, because your survival depends on it. That's hard. That's a lot harder, in my opinion, than being a business owner and doing what you enjoy. That's a lot harder than dedicating more time into whatever occupation. Even if your dream occupation requires more time and effort from you, I think that's less challenging and less hard than working something or doing a job that you don't want to do, that every day is the same, everything feels mundane, you have no interest in it whatsoever, and you have to do it because you feel as though you're obligated to do it. I would much rather spend more time and be more occupied and put in more effort into something I truly enjoy, something that means the world to me, than to spend my time and effort doing something that I absolutely have no interest in doing, right? And where it's basically paying me pennies on the dollar and I'm struggling to survive and making ends meet. So this video is about choosing your heart, right? To be able to think on your life and reflect on your life, like what is it that it's actually hard, right? If this route is something that you want to do that has the potential to give you a much better life, right? Why not look into that? Why label that immediately as hard just because that's something that you haven't done before? It doesn't have to be hard. If something is enjoyable, it's probably less challenging than something that isn't enjoyable, right? Something that feels that you're being forced to do. This is what I mean. You have the power to choose your heart. Some people who are entrepreneurs have to devote a lot of time to what they do, but you hear it time and time again that they much rather be in the position that they're in, right? They rather choose that hard than to choose struggling and having no freedom to do anything because you have to work to survive. That's not a hard that they would choose over their life. So hopefully this video gives you some perspective on your life choices, right? And yeah, you have the power to choose your heart. You have the power to choose what it is that you want to do with your life. And once again, the reason why I believe this title is still inaccurate, I'm only using this title to help relate to the people, but I believe this title is inaccurate because I believe that things don't have to be hard. I believe things can be easy. I believe that life can be easygoing, that it can be smooth sailing, and life can feel as though everything is piecing itself together at the right time because divine timing is a thing, right? Everything in this earth, everything in this planet is connected somehow, some way. And I believe everything is operating perfectly on its own accord when things are meant to happen. And so I believe life can be an easy journey. It can be smooth sailing. Life is about having fun. And people have most fun when they're doing what is it they want to do, what they're passionate about, and that they have the ability to create. Because then when you have the ability to create, then that's when your imagination can run wild. Your ideas can come, and you'll be ultimately so proud of your work because you know that you've created it and it's what you wanted to do ultimately, and it's not from the opinion or suggestion or at the direction of anyone else. So once again in this video, when it comes to life, just remember you have the ability to choose your heart, right? And you can decide what you want that to look like. So hopefully you decide your quote unquote hard is something that's worthwhile, because at the end of the day, whatever it is that you're working on in life, you're essentially trading your life for it because you're dedicating time towards that. People don't want to believe that, but it's the truth, right? If you're trading your time to do anything, then you're essentially trading your life for whatever activity it is that you're doing. So make sure that activity that you're trading your life for is an activity that's worthwhile. So once again, guys, this is Joel, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.